Previously, we watched Job break his 7-day silence with a curse upon the day he was born. We heard Eliphaz offer his measured counsel. The innocent do not perish, the righteous are never destroyed. We heard Job cry out that his friends were like desert streams, full in winter and dry when travelers need them most. The argument has begun, and neither side is backing down. Now Bildad the Shuhite rises to speak. He does not begin gently. "How long will you say such things? Your words are a blustering wind." Where Eliphaz was careful, Bildad is direct. Where Eliphaz appealed to visions, Bildad appeals to tradition. Does God pervert justice? Does the Almighty pervert what is right? The question is rhetorical. The answer is obvious. Of course not. When your children sinned against him, he gave them over to the penalty of their sin. The words land like stones. Job's children, his dead children. Bildad is saying they must have deserved it. But if you will seek God earnestly and plead with the Almighty, if you are pure and upright, even now he will rouse himself on your behalf and restore you to your prosperous state. The logic is simple. The universe is just. If you suffer, you must have sinned. If you repent, you will be restored. There is no room for mystery, no room for innocent suffering. This is retribution theology in its purest form, and the book of Job is systematically dismantling it, not by arguing against it in the abstract, but by showing what happens when real human suffering meets tidy theological formulas. The formula cannot hold. Ask the former generation. Find out what their ancestors learned. For we were born only yesterday and know nothing. Our days on earth are but a shadow. Will they not instruct you and tell you? Will they not bring forth words from their understanding? Bildad points to the wisdom of the ages. This is not his opinion. This is the accumulated truth of centuries. Can papyrus grow tall where there is no marsh? Can reeds thrive without water? While still growing and uncut, they wither more quickly than grass. Such is the destiny of all who forget God. So perishes the hope of the godless. Job listens. His friends are drawing a circle around him, tighter with every speech. Inside the circle, the wicked, the forgetful, the godless. Outside, the righteous, the blessed, the whole. But Job knows where he belongs, and it is not inside that circle. "Indeed, I know that this is true," he begins. His voice is heavy. How can mere mortals prove their innocence before God? He is not arguing that God is unjust. He is arguing that the gap between heaven and earth is too vast to cross. Though I were innocent, I could not answer him. I could only plead with my judge for mercy. Even if I summoned him and he responded, I do not believe he would give me a hearing. This is not defiance. It is despair. He would crush me with a storm and multiply my wounds for no reason. He would not let me catch my breath, but would overwhelm me with misery. Job paints a picture of a God beyond argument, beyond appeal. A God who is so far above that no human court, no scale of justice could hold him. If it is a matter of strength, he is mighty. And if it is a matter of justice, who can challenge him? Even if I were innocent, my mouth would condemn me. If I were blameless, it would pronounce me guilty. Job has reached a terrifying place. He is no longer trying to defend himself. He is no longer trying to find the hidden sin. He is staring into a void where even innocence cannot save him. I am blameless, but I have no concern for myself. I despise my own life. And then the accusation slips out. It is all the same. That is why I say he destroys both the blameless and the wicked. When a scourge brings sudden death, he mocks the despair of the innocent. When a land falls into the hands of the wicked, he blindfolds its judges. If it is not he, then who is it? Job is saying what no one wants to hear. The world is not divided neatly into sinners and saints, punishment and reward. Sometimes the innocent suffer. Sometimes the wicked prosper. And if that is true, then where is God in the chaos? If only there were someone to mediate between us, someone to bring us together, someone to remove God's rod from me so that his terror would frighten me no more. Then I would speak up without fear of him. But as it now stands with me, I cannot. Job longs for an advocate, a mediator, someone to stand in the gap between a human being and the Almighty. But there is no one. Zophar the Naamathite cannot stay silent any longer. Are all these words to go unanswered? Is this talker to be vindicated? Will your idle talk reduce others to silence? Will no one rebuke you when you mock? He is the harshest of the three. Where Eliphaz was gentle and Bildad was stern, Zophar is aggressive. You say to God, "My beliefs are flawless, and I am pure in your sight." Oh, how I wish that God would speak, that he would open his lips against you, and disclose to you the secrets of wisdom, for true wisdom has two sides. Zophar is certain that if God would only explain himself, Job would see that he deserves even more punishment than he has received. Know this, God has even forgotten some of your sin. The cruelty of this theology reaches its peak. Job is not suffering because he sinned. He is getting off easy. Can you fathom the mysteries of God? Can you probe the limits of the Almighty? They are higher than the heavens above. What can you do? They are deeper than the depths below. What can you know? Their measure is longer than the earth and wider than the sea. Zophar's point is correct. God is beyond human comprehension. But he uses this truth as a weapon. If God is beyond understanding, then how dare Job question him? If he comes along and confines you in prison and convenes a court, who can oppose him? Surely he recognizes deceivers, and when he sees evil, does he not take note? The implication is clear. God sees the evil in Job's heart, even if Job cannot. Yet, if you devote your heart to him and stretch out your hands to him, if you put away the sin that is in your hand and allow no evil to dwell in your tent, then, free of fault, you will lift up your face. You will stand firm and without fear. Zophar promises restoration, if only Job would confess. You will surely forget your trouble, recalling it only as waters gone by. Life will be brighter than noonday, and darkness will become like morning. You will be secure, because there is hope. But the hope is conditional, and the condition is a confession that does not exist. Job has had enough. Doubtless you are the only people who matter, and wisdom will die with you. The sarcasm is sharp. He is tired of being lectured by men who have not sat in his ashes. But I have a mind as well as you. I am not inferior to you. Who does not know all these things? He knows the theology. He has taught it himself. But lived experience has shattered the formula. I have become a laughingstock to my friends, though I called on God and he answered. A mere laughingstock, though righteous and blameless. Those who are at ease have contempt for misfortune, as the fate of those whose feet are slipping. Job sees the truth behind his friends' arguments. They are comfortable. They have not lost everything. It is easy to explain suffering when it belongs to someone else. But ask the animals, and they will teach you, or the birds in the sky, and they will tell you. Or speak to the earth, and it will teach you. Or let the fish in the sea inform you. Which of all these does not know that the hand of the Lord has done this? Job is not denying God's sovereignty, he is affirming it. Everything that has happened has come from God's hand. That is precisely the problem. In his hand is the life of every creature, and the breath of all mankind. The debate has reached an impasse. The friends insist on a universe of simple justice. Job insists on the reality of innocent suffering. Neither side can hear the other. Notice what the dialogue has accomplished. 3 wise men, representing the best of conventional wisdom, have each tried to apply retribution theology to Job's case.